Hello everyone to this new episode of Proactive Show and the interview for Proactive Magazine. Today I'm with Joost Wolters, the author of the book, The 15-Minute Inbox. Hello Joost.
Hi, thanks for having me here.
Hey, you're welcome. Thanks for being on our magazine. Please tell us shortly about yourself. What's your background?
After my studies as an engineer, I started working for two American companies, Procter & Gamble and Pepsi Cola. Mm-hmm. After about 7 years, I started my own management consulting firm. That's about 12 years ago now. And that's what we do right now. We work with multinational companies all over the world, mm-hmm. and help them with different leadership questions.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and we also do like retreats and management meetings and these kind of strategy meetings, right?
Exactly. We have in our office in Spain, we invite leadership teams from all over Europe. They come over, mm-hmm. and they spend a couple of days here, and we help them with building cohesive teams, and at the same time create, let's say, strategic or business plans.
Mm-hmm. So during all these, activities, like you were coaching people, getting the teams in order and everything, and also seeing the executives perform, there was something that you noticed, right? There was this inbox thing that you noticed, right?
Well, yeah, when I was walking around and still walking around in the different offices and with the different people I work with, what I noticed is that right now, people are spending so much time in their inbox.
Right.
It's like they're leading their teams with email. They send an email to each other, and they hardly, I don't see them, they hardly have time to really think or to be with their teams. It has changed over the years.
Mm-hmm. So, what's the biggest problem? Why are people glued so much to the email?
I think the biggest problem with trying to manage everything with your email is that you become in a reactive mode.
Right.
Exactly. That the big thing with email is it's other people's agendas.
Right.
It's other people's agendas that are put in your inbox. It's not your agenda.
Mm-hmm.
And if you spend your whole day being reactive, you are like being a firefighter. You're all constantly reacting to things. And the people I work with, they get paid to be proactive business builders rather than reactive firefighters. So that's one of the biggest issues.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I noticed in my small company as we were growing. I had like weeks of just being reactive to everybody, and then after the whole week, I just didn't know what actually I accomplished this week.
Exactly.
The week was gone like this, and I was like, so what did I actually do?
Exactly. I think a lot of people, and myself including some years ago, at the end of the day, I closed my laptop and I thought, what did I do? I did a lot, I was busy, but I didn't accomplish the things that I wanted.
Yeah, the busy work.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, what it takes, I mean, what do you think it takes to change the habit? What would be the first steps to stop being so reactive and what would you say?
I think the very first step is to realize why you're doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people just have their inbox because they don't know better, and they never thought about it. They have it as a given. And to be aware of that your inbox is your inbox, mm-hmm. and not your to-do box or your storage box or your one day when I have time, I will do this box. That makes already a big shift. So the first step is to be aware and to think about why you're doing this. Yeah. And then after that, you can get into the actions and the tips and the tricks to get to an empty inbox. It really starts with the awareness and the consciousness.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the author of a task management and project management tool. And some people were saying to me, Michael, I don't really need this kind of tool because I have my to-dos in my email. Yeah. And I was like, no, please don't.
No.
please don't.
That's indeed a very inefficient way of managing your tasks.
Exactly, because even though you put your emails order them nicely in your email, there will be new emails coming all the time.
And people, one of the things where people lose a lot of time is when you keep all your email in your inbox. Yeah. Then you open it when it comes in, and you leave it there. and then the next day you open it again to see what was there, and then the third day. So one email will be read, then maybe someone is rereading it, and then someone is rereading it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay if you have one email, but nowadays people receive sometimes 100 or 200 emails per day. I mean,
yeah, I think I even found there was a fancy name for that. They call it inbox infinity. Well, I would call it inbox hell, but it's just my take on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes.
So we already get that. We have to have our inbox clean. I mean, it's the best way. I mean, and it gives you the sense of accomplishment because it's empty because there's nothing there. So what would be what are the four things? I mean, the most important things that you have to do with an email. And when the email comes in, what do you do?
Well, there is David Allen has described this before as well. The idea of when you want to deal with your email is first of all that you deal with your email in batches. So not like when you're working on your computer and an email pops in that you stop everything and then you start focusing on that email. I mean, it's the most inefficient way of dealing with email. It's multitasking. And trying to multitask, that's like a myth. It's not possible. Now, so when you decide the moment you want to work with your email, then you have to have a kind of a system to choose from what can I do with each email. And actually there are like 5 things that you can do with an email. Would you like to know them?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you decide to deal with your email, let's say you start with the first one. The first thing you think about, okay, do I need it or not? Is it relevant for my work? If not, you can delete it. Mm-hmm. Then the second step is, if you want, because you think it's relevant, and you can deal with it, just do so. So if you can do it, let's say within 2 minutes, it's like someone asks a telephone number or wants an email address, you give them the answer, you send the email out, and then you delete the email. Don't leave it in your inbox. No?
Right.
Then the third thing is you can defer it, you can postpone it. Sometimes it takes an action and it takes longer than, let's say, 2 minutes. So you have to plan it well. Yeah. There's a good practice to deal with those type of emails is to put them in a kind of a separate folder with action. And so you have all your important work there, what you need to do. Then the fourth step, some email require action by someone else. So then you can delegate it. So you can delete it, you can deal with it, you can defer it, or you can delegate it. Okay. And then when you're done, that's the 5th D, then you move to the next. So that's kind of a system. You're taking all the emails one by one and you treat it like that. And by doing that, you can really manage or process your inbox quickly.
Yeah, I mean, this is the part. I mean, this is the first part. I must admit, and the first part to deal with your inbox quickly. I think it's a skill that you have to learn, and I managed to learn it pretty easily, and I really had this sense of accomplishment when my inbox was empty. The problem I had, for example, was with the emails that I had deferred for to get back to them. I sometimes took a week to deal with them. What would you say what would be the trick or your idea how to plan doing these things?
Well, as I think it's good to have in your work day to build in some moments where you will deal with your email.
Right.
Well, one good habit is to not do that the first thing in the morning. I mean, those are your most productive hours.
Yeah.
When I come into my office, let's say from 9 till 11, I'm still bright and smart. Well, during the day as well.
Yeah.
Let's say that my brain is still fresh. Mm-hmm. And then so the last thing you want to do is to dive into other people's world with opening your inbox. So for instance, before lunch or before you leave, those are, let's say, times where you can do reactive work, like working on email.
Yeah.
So that's a good way to have to find some routines during the day. So move from, let's say, automatic opening each email to have some blocks of time.
Yeah. This is something I actually started implementing to figure this out. What I would do is I would actually have a creative time, like until noon, that I wouldn't open my email client. I wouldn't just know what's happening there.
It was a challenge, or not?
It was a challenge, of course, because you want to know everything. You want to know what's happening. You want to open your Twitter. You want to open all these inboxes that are coming.
Exactly.
Because let's say, I mean, we have right now more inboxes than just one. I mean, we have the email inbox, but then we have Twitter, Facebook, and other things. So the challenge is not to open them until let's say noon, and only then do the batch, as you said. I mean, do the batching, deal with the inbox, and then get back to work, right? And then really, I think after lunch was my best moment to do the email work, because I was already full. I didn't have lots of energy, but then I had that energy from others because I had other people agenda.
And that's good. And I think everyone needs to find his or her own times of the day. But I think it's quite general that in the morning, when you have your creative time, that's definitely not the best time. Also, another time not to deal with your emails just before you go to sleep.
Oh yes. Oh.
I mean, do you know that sometimes you I don't know, just before I go to sleep, I put my alarm on my iPhone, and then I can't resist. I check my email, and then I find an email that I can't deal with it anyway. I mean, I'm going to sleep. It's midnight, but it's still in my head. It's still in my head. So, if you can avoid it, don't deal with your email just before going to sleep.
Yeah, I always repeat that, but I not always do that, but it's healthier before going to sleep to focus on your challenges for tomorrow, because then your brain thinks about them when you sleep.
Exactly.
But when you deal with the email, your brain thinks about your email when you sleep, and it's not a good idea.
No. Fully agree.
Yeah. So tell me, and you are you're doing coaching, you have the book, and you're the expert in email, you're the expert in team building. So how does your day typically look like?
How does a typical day look like? Well, it's very different.
Right.
Let's say the week to come. It's 2 days ago. There was a film crew coming here, and they were filming a video course of the 15-minute inbox.
Okay.
So that's a day completely filled with different things.
Yeah.
Then next week I will fly to Amsterdam, and I have a 2-day session with a couple of commercial teams. So what I do, I need to prepare that. I need to prepare some with telephone and with email. I need to check the situation over there, and I have to prepare what I will do during those days. Then when I will come back from that, I probably write a report. Another thing that is constantly part of our business is to find new clients. So the part of marketing, finding time writing articles, working on a new book. That's definitely part of the day as well. So.
But as you said, you do that in the morning. And
Exactly. Then I have my inspiration. So I'm really happy that I don't have let's say, predictable day, or that I have predictable days. My life is very, very different. Well, as you can see, having our office on the Mediterranean, unfortunately you can't see it, but it's really nice. Helps as well to do different things during the day.
Yeah, definitely. So anyway, if you have problems with dealing with your inbox, dealing with your email, grab the book, The 15-Minute Inbox by Lewis Walters. It's available in Kindle and all the digital, bookstores, and of course you can also the hard copy version. I mean the soft copy version,
audio version as well.
Exactly, audio version as well. So make sure to check it out. Make sure to deal with your inbox properly, and enjoy the rest of the magazine, and enjoy our future shows. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.